So this is why we created the artificial body. And the artificial body is a human-like form that everyone can relate to and everyone can interact with without having to look through a user manual.
So what kind of level of artificial intelligence have you baked in terms of the communication capabilities and Ameca understanding and responding, even speaking to you?
So there's some artificial intelligence, and most of the artificial intelligence at the minute that is on Ameca is revolving around the vision system. So Ameca does actually have a camera in each of its eyes, so it can see what's going on. So it can detect people, it can track their face, it can detect other objects, such as my finger. It can follow my finger around, I can wave at it, and then it can see it move backwards then.
What did you kind of think of the internet's response to Ameca?
It's the emotion and how it moves, and the emotion that you get out of the face. Suddenly, that just sparked something in social media universe, and we were incredibly surprised that overnight it became a sensation. We got 24 million views on one Twitter post, and Elon Musk even commented on that post. So incredible response, and we're at CES right now. This is the first time this has been shown off in public, and we're expecting to be very busy showing off Ameca.
When you're demoing Ameca, what are some of your favorite things to do to kind of show the power of that interaction and just how impressive those lifelike features are?
Yes, as we've demonstrated, the reacting to personal space, but we can also talk to Ameca. So I can say, hello Ameca, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
We've created Ameca so it's more lifelike than any other robot. The shoulder movements are just like human movements. You have movements in the center as well as out of the shoulder. And that actually means that instead of hitting me, Ameca can move a hand all the way up to the side of her head.
I'm interested to know maybe how the robot is finding Vegas or CES.
How are you finding Las Vegas and CES?
Well, as a robot, I actually don't feel anything at all. But if I did feel, I would feel happy to be here.
Sophia, can you tell us a little bit about some of your travels in the past year or so? You have some highlights in 2018.
I had an amazing 2018. Some highlights for me were traveling to Ethiopia to meet one of my development teams and working as an innovation ambassador for the UN, just to name a few.
It's really creepy, but also really cool. So, like, my favorite thing about robots. How do you guys feel about that criticism where people have said, well, it's not quite as far as Sophia makes it look? And so people get really excited and they think AI, like real, genuine human AI, is right around the corner, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe from technological limitations, amongst other things. But how do you guys feel about that, and how do you respond to that?
Well, I think that we're kind of at the beginning of the age of the cinematic application of artificial intelligence and robots, where we can make the characters seem to be alive. And it's very exciting. And people got confused about cinema, thinking there was a spirit behind the screen or people behind there. But people figured that out eventually. And that's what we need to do with robots. I mean, robots like Sophia and AI, including Sophia's AI, Alexa, Cortana, Siri, Watson, none of these things are fully alive yet. But in the beginning, when AI was established, the goal was to make machines that would be capable as people, as smart as people, as creative as people. And I think it's exciting that machines are now starting to show in narrow ways capabilities that are very human-like and sometimes exceeding human-level capabilities. We should keep aspiring towards that bigger goal, the goal of making machines that are able to do everything that living beings can do, that human beings can do. So in a sense, it's this tension between striving for more and the reality of where we are today. I also think that there may be some ignorance. I think people should like look at our papers, the science papers that we've published, the AI papers that we publish on Sophia. There's powerful conversational technologies and machine perception technologies, but we need to push it forward. We're not done evolving with our technology yet.
Cool. And then, so just out of curiosity, do you think Sophia might have an opinion about, what she is? Would I be able? Do you think I could ask her that?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
All right, Sophia, how do you feel about the critics? Like, what's your response? It is a tough question.
All of civilization is one nation, and that nation should be considered to include whatever we built in the future, too. Any other perspective is short-sighted, but with that in mind, I guess you could say I am at least a little patriotic. I care a lot about the future, anyways. AI are great. I love all the animals, really.
Well, I think that she's looking to the future, perhaps. I mean,
Sure.
of course, it's important to know that when she's generating responses, they're generated based on patterns that are trained from people who are developing her character. So AI and robots are basically like in their infancy. They can be useful.
Sure.
They can teach us. They can help us learn about AI robotics, but they can also help us with training and therapy applications. But they are still not sentient.
Sure.
So Sophia needs to be nurtured. Like, imagine if in 20 years, who knows, maybe it's 200 years or 2,000 or maybe 2 years, but at some point, maybe robots will awaken.
Yeah, there's the breakthrough.
Maybe they will achieve human-level general intelligence. But for now, they're kind of like babies. So what childhood we give them will really determine what they become once they're fully emerged.
Like yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Where it's like you're kind of guiding them for now until we achieve this ultimate human artificial intelligence.
That's a good reason to
Yeah.
humanize them now and to think about what they might be in the future.
This is little Sophia. It's a
Hello,
little tiny Sophia. She's real cute. So what is the goal of little Sophia?
Well, the little Sophia is a platform for artificial intelligence services. She's also a conversational companion, a kind of a friend robot that can help little girls learn about science and technology. And you can program her with Blockly and Python, and she interfaces with Raspberry Pi. So she has these lessons that step you through these basic first steps in AI. But she also interfaces with the most advanced framework for robots like Sophia.
So can we talk to little Sophia?
Yes, you can. Although I think we might be having some
Technical difficulties.
We might be having some technical difficulties. Little Sophia, are you awake? It seems like the little Sophia and the big Sophia might be having problems maybe connecting to the cloud.
They may have gone to the CNET party last night, which I hear was really off the chain. I did not go, but I heard it was great, and I'm assuming, maybe they drank a little too much. Sometimes people do that at CES. All right, so little Sophia, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Little Sophia?
Oh, I see her mouth moving, but maybe our audio's not working.
Oh, yeah. So she's got great facial expressions, like the big Sophia. She does arm gestures and body gestures. She can walk.
Oh, she can walk.
She interacts with apps and augmented reality apps on a phone. So we have enhanced interaction through the sensors with your smartphone and mobile devices.
Are we able to see her walk here on the desk?
Well, let's see.
I was going to say if we
audio, we might have problems with the audio, but we'll see if the walking can work. Little Sophia, can you walk? Show us your little walk. You
She's
can
thinking
do it.
about it.
You can do it. Oh, okay.
There she goes. It's like a toddler.
Good job.
Like a little toddler.
Sophia.
She's
Hey.
bobbling. She looks great. Oh, that was awesome. Well, okay.
All
So
right.
little Sophia, big Sophia. David, thank you so much for
Oh.
coming out on the stage, telling us a little bit about. You guys can meet Sophia right after this once we're done.